the main goal for today is to craft, is to fix this beautiful armor, which when you look at it on a camera, it looks fine. But as soon as I start like doing it, it's all flippy floppy and just needs to get glued down all over. So our main plan for today is to fix this up, and fixing that up gives me the perfect time to yap, as one might say. It gives me the perfect time to yap about anything that I may say, including chat. We might get some D&D stories today. We'll definitely get some song listens in. I want to talk about the Life series because it's consumed me slightly and it's officially finished. But yeah, that's our plan for today, gamers. Anyways, chat. So let me give you a little bit of a tour on what we exactly need to do on this little guy for our project today. All right. Let me give you a little preface on how this guy looks. So point A, he's covered in cat hair. Absolutely plastered in cat hair. And I am gonna paint over it again. But the main thing is it's like this foam leather material. That's great, I love it. But it's basically all been ripped into these three layers. Sometimes you get the top one, the middle one, and then the back one. The back one is really bad, especially up here. You see this? I don't want this anymore. If I need to do a CMV, I want this to look good. So I have my good friend, my hot glue gun, and my hot glue gun and I are just gonna make everything just look a little bit better. And this is all we're doing. Just gluing down, and yeah, it doesn't leave a mark or anything where I've glued, but it just looks nice. Isn't that wonderful? Just looks nice. So we're gonna do a whole bunch of that. We're homies with hot glue gun. It's true, chat. It's true. Let me make sure that my glue gun will go as far as I need it to on its journey of today's stream. There we go. All right, chat. So I have some updates for you guys. I do have some updates for you on D&D if you are interested in them. Notably, I made a post on Tumblr talking about all of the terrible things that have happened to my D&D character within the last like 2 sessions. Yeah, and this last session was a doozy, chat. It was a doozy. You sure did. I did. Maybe use clothespins to keep them in place while cooling. They're doing it. I trust myself to do this right. Surprisingly, I probably shouldn't trust myself, but I'm gonna. But I think it's neat, chat, because yeah, David has confirmed that we are in the like ending section of the campaign, which is a terrifying thing to know as a player, because on our end we are not close to wrapping up all of our loose ends. We have a surprising amount of loose ends, and David was just like, yeah, the campaign will probably be done in like 3 months, guys. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? We have so much to do. What do you mean? Also, why are cosplay wings so hard to make? It takes so much time. It does. They are a pain, especially if you're trying to do the moving ones, or just really any type where you're trying to glue all the feathers on individually. It's a pain. I did it because I cared too much about my bird guy. But it's something. Gotta save my boy. We do have to save my boy. I miss him. I miss him greatly. Especially when you crochet all the feathers and sew them on instead. Yeah, Sage, you were kind of crazy for that. You were kind of crazy for that. Crocheting the wings. You were kind of wild for that one. Very impressed. But also, you were kind of wild for that. Alright, chat. And now, this first tiny little section is together. I'm gonna press it down, hold it while it cools. And it basically feels exactly the same. It's just nicer. It's just nicer. Okay. But I know a lot of you guys are in varying D&D campaigns, and I have been trying my best to work on mine, but I am very self-conscious as a DM for some reason. I'm a very confident person most of the time as I do this. But I am so self-conscious about my skills as a DM, which I think personally comes from the fact that I'm using Magic the Gathering as the setting for my D&D campaign, because if I were just homebrewing, right, like fully, then I couldn't do anything wrong. But since I'm using like an established world with a lot of information, I'm so nervous that I'm gonna do something that doesn't line up with the canon, which is not something that I should be worried about. That's not, it doesn't matter, but I'm like, I really want it to be like the actual like location. And I don't know why I'm so deep on that train, but I am. I can't explain it. On my old Fable cosplay props, Lady of the World and Prince of the Stars. The books. The books. And I have some props I need to make soon. Because, oh, chat. I'm cooking on my Life Series CMV because I've been wanting to put one together that's not just Desert Duo. I have curses, right? Yeah, I have curses. And curses is great. But it's just Desert Duo, and I want to try and see if I can put one together and maybe plan out some stuff where I have more characters in it. And I have decided what my song is gonna be. Did we hit the, hold on, did we hit the storyboarding? We hit that sub goal, right? Yeah, okay, then I'm gonna tell you what the song is. We hit the sub goal for me to do a storyboarding stream. So probably very soon, chat, I'm gonna do a stream storyboarding my little Life Series CMV. And I am a nerd, and I am gonna do it to November by Sparkbird. Because it's good. I've been having thoughts as of lately. And I am gonna do it to November by Sparkbird because it works really well. It's a very Scar song, but also it's got that like parallel universe hopping around between the different Life Series vibe to it. Where like I could have a lot of shots of the same like angle and people, but in different locations, like you're switching between the different series, and I think that would be cool. I think it would be cool. So I'm cooking. I'm cooking, chat. Sparkbird heart. I appreciate Sparkbird, and I'm mutuals with Sparkbird, which is the weirder thing, in my opinion. Really cool, but catches me off guard sometimes. It's a good song. A good song. Main character strikes again. Don't mind me, chat. Needed more glue. Oh my goodness, what happened to him? Chat, what happened to him? They're all fine. And then there's him. Who is he? What happened to him? Okay, he's getting used next. I feel bad. I'm gonna shove him into my gun. Okay, you're doing good. Just doing great. He's fighting for his life, and now he's about to be drained of his lifeblood or something. But to talk about wildlife, and I will say slight spoilers for if you have not watched the finale. The ending of Wildlife is out now. So if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend watching it. But I will say spoilers in case you haven't seen it. I'm just gonna talk about who won, mainly. And then I'll wave my hands like this when I'm done. All right. So chat, do you know how there's that, like, the fandom has the imagery of, like, the sun, the moon, the stars, Mars, I forget what the other one is, for all of the past winners? My favorite thing is that people are trying to come up with one for Joel, right? And so far, the only one I've seen is car. Like, oh yes, the sun, the moon, the stars, Mars, the earth, and a car. Because that was his imagery for this season, and he was role-playing Fast and the Furious, so he's the car. And I think that's really funny. I ate up that last episode. There were some good bits. Specifically how Grian took out Lizzie and Jimmy. Mwah! Chef's kiss. Love it. Picasso. I've seen art. I'm a Bamboozler enjoyer, and that was neat. I liked that, you funky bird man. Scar's ending. Oh my god, Scar's ending! Oh my god, I got so put off by it. I was like, hold on, what are we doing? What are we doing? I was just sitting there and I was like, okay, I'll go watch this man just go and die to his snail. No! He's still in Secret Life! He's still in Secret Life! And the shadow oh my god, I can't handle this. Like, I literally can't. I did not expect that. And I stood up from my computer and I was like, pause! I can't wait to make angst about this! I cannot wait to make angst about this! I'm a Scar enjoyer, chat. I'm a Scar enjoyer. If you couldn't guess. I haven't seen Scarred Ending. What do you mean he's still in Secret Life? After he, like, dies, he goes into, like, spectator mode and flies around and is like, alright guys, that's the end of the season. I have to go tend to some sunflowers. And then it fades to black and there's, like, echoey voices with clips of him walking around in his base at Secret Life. And it's like all in shadow and spooky little voices, which is what he's talked about. Of somebody on Twitter was like, thinking about how Scar is, like, technically still in Secret Life, like he's still there, and Scar responded and was like, the shadow people visit me sometimes, and everyone was like, oh, ha ha ha. Not ha ha. Not ha ha. Real? Real? So wow, you know what I mean? That's all. Watchers, listeners, something else? I don't know. I don't know as much about the listeners as other things, because I know about the watchers, because fun fact about me, chat, I've been watching Minecraft roleplay and Minecraft YouTube content for a really, really long time. And I was actively watching Evo SMP as it was happening. Completely as it was happening. I was like invested, both Haley and I were watching Evo when that was happening. And now, when people come and they talk about Green, they talk about the Watchers, everything goes back to Evo. And I think it's so interesting. And the Watchers. Because, like, I have my own interpretation of it and what I perceive the Watchers as and to be. It's not the same as what some people have said online. There's a lot of theories about how it works, and some bits of it are confirmed and stuff, but it's taste. It's all about Evo. Always was. It's true. Shout out to my man TARDIS. I hope he's doing well. I hope he's doing okay. Alright, let's just stick some glue in here. Because we're now getting to spots where it's a little bit harder to get perfectly. We're gonna do our best. I'm normal at Watcher lore. Anyways, if anyone was tabbed out, welcome back. Think about Yandere High School. Yup. That's the one. I watched that as it was coming out. Obsessed with it. It's how I found Grian. Goofy ah. Goofy ah. But yeah, I have thoughts on the lore, and I've made angst TikToks about it and talked about it little bits and bobs. But yeah, that caught me off guard at the end of Scar's POV. There we go. Minecraft roleplay has been my life since I was like 6 or 7. Yeah. Since like Minecraft came out and was a thing, I've been watching Minecraft content. The people that I've been watching have shifted over time and the different servers, but I have watched so much Minecraft. It has been a prevalent part of like my entire childhood. I remember getting Minecraft on Pocket Edition. Think about that, chat. I didn't even have a PC at first. Green did say who the Watchers were like once, but I know the thin version of the Watchers. Yeah. And there's like holes you can dive down to get into things. Specifically Zelqua. And I look at Zelqua and I go, you grabbed an X and a Q and you said let's make a being, and then I grabbed a Q and an X and said let's make a multiversal being. It's Goofy! Birdman connected to the multiverse? Where? Me? No, not me. Thank you, Patchwork Reject, for the raid. Welcome in. I'm currently talking about the Life series right now. But welcome. I'm gluing some armor back together because I've had this armor for years, and it's falling apart a little bit. So I'm fixing it up real nice. Great, the original Virtual. Not wrong. NPC Grand. Oh, don't even bring me back to my green lore knowledge. I have too much of it. Too much of it. It is a short version confirmed. It's true, guys. Me and Green are actually in contact and planned our multiverses together. I'd be down, but no. Alright. There we go. We've got that looking a little bit better. This whole section, at least the top 2 layers are put together. There's still the floppy bit, so we gotta go back through and get the underside of this whole back piece. So let's do that first. There are better ways that I could be doing this. Oh, he looks a little rough. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that back piece until I'm not streaming and I can fully focus on what I'm doing, because not looking great for him. We're gonna make it work. I'm gonna do this though. But yeah, shout out to the Life series and the brain rot that it gives me. And it does give me brain rot. So far, I've been safe. But every time they drop a new series, I get worried that I'm gonna yoink one of them. But I've been safe, surprisingly. As that may come as a surprise to you, yeah, but it's true. Real me also, so true. Oh, are you gonna be doing song listens and stuff? Yes, we are gonna do song listens. When I have stuff to talk about, I like to talk. And then when I run out of stuff to talk about, I turn to songs until I come up with more things to talk about. My favorite pastime. But we had some redeems already this stream, so we'll start with the redeem this chat. And then we're gonna try and get through a chunk of the song listens today, or at least I want to try to. Try to. Emphasis on try. I'm gonna do my best is what I'm gonna do. D&D stories? We might do all of the above. We might do all of the above, chat. I'm alone right now, chat. I'm stranded. I'm stranded at my house. I only have chat to accompany me. The partners are both doing at their jobs. Boo. At their jobs. Boo. Me also at my job, but it's just at my computer. 27 song redeems. See, chat, I'm a fan of you guys bribing for song listens, but there maybe was a reason why it wasn't as... Every sub did not mean a song for a very long time, and that was how I lived in peace. And then you guys wanted it so bad that I had to change it. I question that decision every day. Raise it to 10. Then it feels like I'm cheaping you guys out. I don't want to do that. There was a time when song listens were a redeem, and that was that. There were a time where I didn't have to listen to songs, all I did was sing them. Did not think it would get this out of hand. You are who got it out of hand! You and your 13 listens, Laka! I don't want to hear it! The old days, we didn't have a radio, we sung the tunes. It's true. It's true. Okay, chat. We've got some redeems. So let's do... I guess first things first, let's do our sing-song. And then we'll turn on the listen. So Crow is cool. What do you want me to sing? Crow is cool. What do you got for me? What do you got for me? Take a little slurp of my drink. I wait. I cast a little spell on chat. Or I'll go to not you first. I'll go to someone else. But alas, okay, fine. I'm gonna go on then. Okay, Beth, what do you got for me as a listen? What do you got for me? It's our first redeem from today. Crickets. You know, Talks in Season 2 Prison Duo or an Ash coded song? Both are star set. Prison Duo. Give me Prison Duo. Give Prison Duo. I have addiction. I have addiction. Monster by Starset. That feels right. That feels right. Alright, chat. We're gonna do a little listen. While I glue down more of this armor. But here we go, chat. This song is called Monster by Starset. We're gonna do some listen. So here we go. Boop-a-da-doop, boop-a-doo-doop-boo. Intrigued. Intrigued.
Under the knife I surrendered, the innocence yours to consume. You cut it away, and you filled me up with hate. Into the silence you sent me, into the fire consumed. You thought I'd forget, but it's always been
Fun. Fun.
This is the world you've created, the product of what I become. My soul and my youth seems it's all for you to use. If I could take back the moment, I'd let you get under my skin. Remember resist. Seems the monster always wins. You're the war that I wage. Can you change me? Can you change me? You're the road that I hate. You're the drug that I take. Will you cage me? Will you cage me? You're the pulse in my veins. You're the war that I wage. Can you change me? Can you change me?
Fun.
You up and then I let you go. I made an art in shadows. I'll drop the darkness in and watch it grow. My heart's life is a decoy song. Who knew the emptiness could be so cold? I'm not supposed to be the night they hold. I am the darkness, I'm the monster.
It's very season 2 prison duo. You're very right.
You're the love that I hate, you're the drug that I take. Will you cage me? Will you cage me? You're the pulse in my veins, you're the war that I wage. Can you change me? Can you change me? From the monster you made me. From the monster you made me. From the monster you made me.
I'm jamming. That's fun. That's fun. I love season 2 prison duo in the most toxic way. I love them in the most toxic way possible. They're so unhealthy. They're so unstable. And I love that for them. I think they deserved that for a little bit. Love you, season 2 prison duo. Love you. But it literally says, will you cage me? It does! It does! Wonderful song. Thank you for that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Everest, you got a song for me or other redeem so far? You wanna hit me with it? You wanna hit me with your 6 song rec? End of chat. One day I just went live and I just had a completely different way of speaking. I took on like a frat boy persona and said nothing about it. I was like, what up, my dudes? You know how sometimes I just think of things and then I say them? That was one of those times. I don't really... There's not a point. Just think it's another short version. Yeah, you guys would make lore out of it, that's true. But I don't think I would do it without making lore around it, so touche. What is up, my cranky crew? Exactly. Chat, look, I made a strap. It's all glued together. You guys can see how bad the shoulder bits are and why I desperately need to do this. It looks fine when it's on my person. It's just terrible in reality, and I know that, so I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna fix it. Alright, you got a song for me? X-Wade the Max Everest. You got a song in particular? A song in particular for me to listen to? Okay, chat. Let's continue our glue sesh. Crickets. I know, chat. They're too busy playing on Q56. What can I say? Well, chat, in cricket scenario, you lose your redeem. No. That could be how it worked. That could be how it works. If I wanted it to. It's all up to me in the end, chat. You joining earlier today was wonderful. I'm surprised that you guys don't think that that's something that I'm gonna do. I'm play Minecraft. Chat, you guys know how I got myself like a second area because you guys just kept destroying and stealing from my house. You know about that? Well, somebody found my secret house. So I no longer live in my secret house. I'm fully moved. There's a book, and I'll do a stream reading the book. But I fully moved, just moved again. Way further. I use the old house as a P.O. box. That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. Somehow that doesn't surprise me. They were like, you didn't expect me to be able to find your house, but I used context clues from stream. And I was like, I wasn't really trying to. I just didn't want you guys to steal my stuff at a first glance. I'm not going to tell you where it is, but if you want to do the math and figure out how far I'm walking and what's changed in the area, it's not hard to find. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna move. No longer keeping anything here. My redeem go to Sage. To Sage go next? Sure. Sage, what you got? What you got? I'm just glad you guys are having a good time on the server. And I am working on upgrading it. I'm just sad about having to upgrade it. Not sad that there's so many of you guys that want to play. Just sad that I have to upgrade it. Homebuddy modifications, but everyone's worried about Owen. I will go. How could I have guessed? And everybody's worried about Owen's song. How could I have known? All right. Let me get it. Hello? Hello? What is this song? Oh, there we, okay, it was this first one. I just didn't believe it because it was a different album cover than every other Everybody's Worried About Owen song. Okay, chat. Are we ready? I was AFK and couldn't type for a bit. You're good. Well, we'll do this and then we'll go back to you, Everest. No worries. All right. Let's do our little listen. This song is called Homebody Modifications by Everybody's Worried About Owen. Here we go.
Neighbor, I just can't remember how I used to be me.
Okay.
Neighbor, I'm vomiting words, I don't know what they mean. Neighbor, I'm caramel, softball to hard cracking instance. Neighbor, my name is a mystery to me in this instance. As I become floorboards and I become bed frames and I become shower mold lining the grout, and I become weightless like shed carapaces discarded in empty sinks under the spout, and I become ramblings in darkness treading on unwashed carpets and galoshes I no longer own, and I become floorboards, I become my home.
Fun.
Neighbor, if you wanna fly, then your bones must be hollow. Relinquish yourself, become natural prey, become swallowed. Digest all the parts of yourself that the masses admonish. Go to church or to temple and pray for the kid you demolished, the kid I demolished. As I become floorboards and I become bed frames and I become shower mold lining the grout, and I become weightless like shed carapaces discarded in empty sinks under the spout, and I become ramblings in darkness treading on unwashed carpets and galoshes I no longer own, and I become floorboards, I become my home.
There's a fun
I become floorboards, I become
metaphor.
My home. I become floorboards, I become my home. I become floorboards, I become my home.
Interesting. Specifically, the little bit about I become floorboards, I become bed frames is very fun if you look at, like, post unlocked, right? Icarus. And it's them stuck in their house, and everything's glitching. The floorboards and the bed frame and all the things. And they can't go anywhere. That. I see your read. I understand you. Sage, I know how your mind works. Yeah, exactly. I know I'm right. Alright, chat, we've got a good little section of this looking back together, and we are continuing. Alright, Everest, what you got? You got a little listen for me? Move it back up just a little bit because I think it's weird. You got a little song for me? Or did you leave me again? No, you're fine. Okay. But I have a big trash bag next to me because I need to be putting all the little hot glue strands just thrown in there. I'm making this on Code Team, I'm gonna roll D12. I'll roll a D12. I like rolling. Alright. Two. Does this suffice? These are my hands. These are my hands of the grabby variety. I'm grabbing. No, I know they're typing. Lost in the Cosmos by the Mechanisms. Ah! Very role-play coded decaying over time. Ooh, okay. You have got my attention. Loop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Alright, here we go, chat. This is Lost in the Cosmos by the Mechanisms, which is a very fun band you guys have been showing me. So here we go. Here we go, chatters.
There was a man, both good and true, all alone and lonely, branded a witch for what he could do, lost in the cosmos lonely. They took him and threw him into the sky, all alone and alone.
Fun.
Whence he came and where he would die, lost in the cosmos lonely.
Oh, what a guy.
In the cold of space, his eyes did gleam, all alone and lonely, crystals glimmering his body to freeze, lost in the cosmos lonely. Slowly, slowly, frost crept through, all alone and lonely, stopping his blood as on he flew, lost in the cosmos lonely. Sinews fixed forevermore, all alone and lonely, his bones encased in a screaming fool, lost in the cosmos lonely. At last his heart, its beating slowed, all alone and lonely, but it did not cease, his tale was not all, lost in the cosmos lonely.
Fun.
Metal bound, his heart beats still, all alone and lonely. He's not for heaven, nor yet for hell, lost in the cosmos lonely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. Really, really good song for Midas. Really, really good song for Midas. Banger. Thank you for that. That was tasty. I liked that a lot. Very normal. Very, very normal. Oh, chat. It's my boy. It is your guy. It's many of your guys, but your guy in particular. Oh, okay, chat. Let's go on a tangent for a little bit. And let me give you a little bit of D&D updates. All right, I'll go on a little tangent. And then if we're still feeling it, I'll get through some more songs. But we'll see how we're feeling, and if we're feeling it. Hold on, just dumping a metric ton of hot glue on this shoulder. Hold on. That was a metric ton of hot glue. I had a big section I needed to do, so I filled the whole thing. For some reason, I could have done that differently. I really could have, but I didn't. So that's how we're gonna stay. You do have a sing song. I'm pretty sure that they left. I went and checked their messages, and it said that they had to go. And they didn't leave with telling me a song. So if you want to refund Laka, you can. And if somebody else wants to redeem the song sing, they can. Yeah, you can refund it. Just because I saw that they put in chat that they had to go. Doom 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 doom. We yapping? Oh, I'm yapping. I'm yapping quite a bit. I'm yapping and I'm gluing. I'm yapping and I'm gluing armor. Got a new one? Yeah, that's about how that goes. Any epic song. Ooh, okay, chat. I can do a poll, chat, between some epic songs. I could do a little poll, maybe. Does that sound appeasing to you all? And I'll let you guys pick which epic song. Let me put some in a poll. I'm gonna pick the songs to go in the poll. What song sing? I'm gonna do Danger This. I'm gonna do No Longer You. I like singing No Longer You. I'll do Wouldn't You Like? And I'll do Legendary. That's a good little bit. And I'm gonna leave it in chaos, chat. I'm gonna give you only 1 minute. But rigging is allowed, and for cheap. 100 points per vote. So fight. Fight for it. This will get out of hand, methinks. Alright. Now I've basically glued down. Did I get all the way around? On the this part? Chad, I've almost got one section of this sleeve done. That's a big win, guys. I've made real progress. You just want to trick us into giving all of our channel points away. No. Where would you get that idea? What a Hermes song, Chad. See, all 4 of these are songs that I really like to sing. Okay, Legendary and No Longer You are fighting it out a little bit, which checks out to me, at least. All right, Legendary is one. Yay! I love Legendary. Young Icarus, you speak to me. You speak to me so. Young Icarus Morningstar. Icarus, not even Icarus Morningstar, Icarus Gilded, you speak to me. I saw people referring to the AU where Icarus stays with Fable, referring to that as Icarus Gilded, and that kind of gives. That kind of gives. I won't lie. I think that's neat. But let me hydrate, chat. And I will turn this into fruit punch. Bloody fruit punch! Fruit punch! Fruit punch! Fruit punch! Okay, I have to stop. Alright, let me pull up Legendary. Epic, not musical. Alright, chat. We are going to do a little bit of a song time, a little bit of a sing, chat. And then we'll get back into gluing. But chat, this song is called Legendary from Epic the Musical. Here we go. And it's Telemachus' song. So I'm gonna do a little sing, and then we'll get back into the gluing. This is all your fault. I keep saying it. Good. Maybe that's the point. All right, chat. Let's sing. This song is from specifically the Wisdom Saga. It's just me, myself, and I, stuck in my bedroom, living in this world you left behind, dreaming of all these monsters that I'll never get to fight. But boy, I wish I could, so I can bring the world some light. 'Cause I'm stuck with your stories, but no clue who you are, and no idea if you're dead or just too far. Somebody tell me, come and give me a sign. If I fight these monsters, is it you I'll find? If so, then give me sirens and a cyclops, give me giants and a hydra. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary. I'll fight the harpies and chimeras, the Minotaur, even Cerberus. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary. There are strangers in our halls, trying to win the heart of my mom, but she is standing tall. 108 old faces of men who call me small. They keep taking space and it's not much longer they can stall. 'Cause they're getting impatient, dangerous too. And I would fight them if I was half as strong as you. Somebody help me, come and give me the strength. Can I do whatever it takes to keep my mom safe? If so, then give me sirens and a cyclops, give me giants and a hydra. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary. I'll fight the harpies and chimeras, the Minotaur, even Cerberus. I know life and fate are scary, but I wanna be legendary. Where is he? Where is the man who'll have you to wife? Oh, where is he? Where is the man with whom you spend your life? 'Cause it's been 20 years and we still have no king. Give me a chance, a single opportunity, and I'll overcome these obstacles and scrutiny. And boy, when's your tramp of a mother gonna choose a new husband? Oh, why don't you open a room so we can have fun with her? Don't you dare call my mother a tramp. Oh, I just did. What you gonna do about it, champ? Somebody help me, come and give me a sign. If I fight this monster, is it you I'll find? Banger. banger, 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 banger. I like Epic, chat. I like Epic. I think it's good. I think it's a banger musical and deserves a lot of love. I like singing from Epic, chat, and I know you guys like making me sing from Epic, so gladly. Gladly, chat. Telemachus is so Disney princess. It's true. It's true. And the final saga approaches. It does! It's so soon! It's Christmas, chat! It's Christmas! He announced the final date of the Ithaca saga. And it's the last saga! A bunch of my friends dressed as Halloween as Epic characters. And you were Telemachus. That's a banger! Good stuff. Can't wait till Ithaca. I can't wait till we actually get to, like, see Penelope, actually. We've heard so much about her and how much he loves Penelope, but we've never actually seen Penelope. And that's really exciting. That's really hype. That's the bit. It's true. So yeah, chat. I'm very, very excited. Good song listen. Thank you for that. Was a banger. Voila. Okay, chat. So I'll do a little pivot now. Now that we've gotten through all of our current redeems for today. The reasonable amount of redeems that it was supposed to just stay as for a time like this. I got some D&D updates for you. I got some D&D updates for you, chat. I've got some. Chat, look at this. This single pad of the shoulder is completely glued down. The next three, not so much, but this first one, look at how nice it looks. Look at that. This is just such a menial task that is just gonna take a long time, and I just have to sit through it to get it done. But it's very funny to me. So let's keep going, shall we? Where do I wanna start this? I guess I'll go here. How am I even gonna do this? I'm gonna figure it out. It looks nice, thank you. I really hope it does. I'm doing my best. Alright, let's start here. So chat, I've got some updates for you in terms of my D&D party, because I've been telling you guys the story of what's been going on in my campaign for about the last year or year and a half or so. I've been keeping you guys updated. And we are nearing the end of our campaign, and the last thing that I got a chance to tell you guys about, we're in a very tense moment right now in the campaign, specifically because of some inter-party drama. Character-to-character disagreements about what we need to be doing and kind of what we're doing right now, which caused some tension at the table. And this notably all came together in a contract. One of our party members, Mambu's character actually, is a demon from hell. She didn't know this when she made the character, but she is. And she put together a contract, basically with some special tiny fine print to stop our artificer from doing something very stupid. I've talked about this more in depth in other stories, but our artificer is basically trying to make a super weapon that destroys magic. He's trying to make this anti-magic sword that when it comes into contact with magic, it doesn't like cast counterspell or dispel magic, it just gets rid of the magic. And he just kind of wanted to do this for fun. He kind of wanted to do it to maybe make himself become a god so he could go and kill God. And for pretty much the whole campaign, we've been entertaining this idea of letting him run rampant, basically, with this idea. But as of recently, we realized what a terrible idea it is to make that. So we put together a contract for him to sign to basically make him sign away his right to make the sword. So we drew up a IRL contract on a piece of paper with a secret message hidden in it that said you will never make an anti-magic sword. And we kind of got him to sign it, but as he was kind of realizing that there was fine print on this document, we got randomly attacked by one of our BBEGs, our big bad evil guys, because he has been following us around, waiting for us to make this sword that we've spent kind of the whole campaign getting stuff for, so that he could show up and steal it. And as we were kind of making it that he would never be able to make said sword, he rolls up and he tries to steal all of the ingredients for the sword, and partly succeeds in breaking my character's ribs. Great. And he gets away with one of the items that we needed. So now we're kind of stuck. And what I just said is not really important to what we're going to talk about today and the terrible, terrible events that happened last session. But what you need to know is we are currently in this very fancy forge. All right, we're in this very, very fancy forge to one of the goddess of the moon, who our paladin is the champion for, this goddess. And in this fancy clerical temple thing is the only forge powerful enough to be able to make said anti-magic sword. So we traveled all the way here for that, and to give turn our squire into a real paladin. He also needed to come here anyway. So we're at this big fancy clerical thing that we're kind of like invited guests. So we have like very nice rooms, and while we're here, we're trying to get the permission from the Luminancy, the head cleric of the place, right? We're trying to get her permission for us to use the forge to make the sword. And she said, okay, I want to talk to you guys all one by one. Now there's one other thing I need to tell you about to make this make sense. So in our campaign, chat, there are two types of magic. All right, there are two types of magic. There's the magic that we all know and we all use. It's called the weave. And it was created by the current gods, but it's the only magic that any of us have ever known. Throughout our campaign, we've discovered this second type of magic called ruinous magic, which basically you can do anything you want. You could say, make me a black hole, and it would do it, but you would just have to deal with the consequences of casting a spell that powerful. But it's basically unlimited potential, whatever you want magic. And we have discovered a couple things about this magic, because there's basically one of our mega plots is stopping people from using this magic, this special kind of evil, powerful magic. And the more that we have found out about it is we found out about this guy named Eon. And Eon is the creator of all things. He is the god of the gods, and nobody knows that he exists. All right? But he is like the parent of all of the gods that we know and created the universe. But apparently, a long time ago in the history of the world, he got kind of sick of the world as it was and wanted to wipe it and start over. And all of his kids, who were the gods of our world, were like, hey, maybe we don't do that and kill everything that you made. And he's like, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm gonna do it right now. So all of his children, his 9 kids, who are the gods, sealed him away and ruinous. So he is being kept in some god plane in this big tower, and is like chained there for all eternity. And it's been like that for thousands of years. We've all found this out, Because we also found out that every single time that you use the fancy, powerful magic, Ruinous, you basically break one of the chains on him. All the chains holding him down. Every time you use Ruinous, you're breaking one of the chains. Then eventually, we're gonna run out of chains, and he's gonna get released. So we use this magic sparingly. We do not like using this magic often, because we know that it's gonna release this guy, and we do not want that. And one of our big bad evil guys is dead set on bringing this guy back. Because he wants Ruinous magic and wants this guy to get out of his prison, Eon. And that's Arthur Terrabreeze, who's working for him. And over the course of our campaign, we found a couple of very powerful magical items. One of which is the book of everything. It's the book that has all the knowledge in the universe. Period. The end. It's the book with all of the knowledge in the whole universe. We own that. And specifically, my character owns that. I'm in charge of protecting the book, because get this, my character kind of has a thing about protecting books, and they said, hey, can you protect this book? And I said, yeah, I mean, that's not too far off of what I was doing already, so yeah. So I have this magical codex that if you look at it, you can basically ask any question you want, and if you beat the save a couple times, you will just get the answer. But the more and more that we've used this book, the more dangerous it gets. And it's now to the point where if we were to try and read the book, we would take like 30 D8 on a save. Double on a not save. So really bad idea to read the book. But we don't want anyone else to have the book. So I keep it on my person. Great idea. Great idea past me. Let's really just the best idea you could have thought of. So we are just chilling, and our cleric is like, hey, I want to go to the library that they have in this fancy church area, see if I can find books on how to cure my character's adopted son, which I haven't talked about. But he's having some bad time with some ruinous runes all over his body that is slowly killing him. Blah, 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 blah. So we're like, cleric's like, hey, I'm gonna go to the library and try and find any info that they may have here. I doubt there's any. Why have you read the book so much? No. Not if I read the book so much. Our artificer has read the book so much. That's how he knows about the anti-magic sword. He looked in the book of everything and said, how do I become a god? And the book said, here's the sword you need to make. So he said, okay, I'm gonna do this. And he had to look at it so many times, because every time you look at it, the number of dice doubles that you take. So we're at like 64 D8, which means he's looked at it like 20 times. He read the book so much, but it's all of us. So if he reads it, it's double dice for all of us now. There's almost like a limited amount of uses, and he used them all to figure out how to become a god. The most useless. Besides the point. I did not read the book. I didn't touch the book. I only protect the book. So our cleric goes to the library and is like, hello, library person. I'm looking for books on Warforged and also books on this magic that you've never heard of. And she's like, well, I've never heard of that kind of magic, but I will help you look. So they look around the library. And meanwhile, all of us are getting called to go and talk one by one to the Illuminancy on why we should or should not let our party member make this sword. And so far, every single person that's been called into the room has been like, no, dear God, don't let him make the sword. It's a terrible idea. It's gonna get stolen, and it's gonna screw us over. But you didn't hear that from me. So literally everybody has gone and talked to this, and I am like on the way, like I'm walking with the guy to go to the office. And at the same time, our cleric finds a book, and the book's called Dilatant, and Dilatant is like another word for ruinous magic. So our cleric's like, I'm gonna grab that book. Grabs the book. Hand is now grafted to the book. All right? And cannot let go. And the book starts flying out the library. Like, just zooming. And they're trying to hold it so that it doesn't, like, fly away. But they can't do it. And one of the library people comes up to try and help our cleric to stop the book from flying away. And the library lady disintegrates. She tries to help and just disintegrates. Right there. And the book goes flying. And the book goes flying at the library. And just to make matters worse, I'm over on the other side of the complex. All right? And as this is happening, my book, the Everything Knowledge book, starts trying to go. And I have a strength of 20. So I hold this book down. And I'm like, one sec. I don't know what's happening. But wherever this book is trying to go, I don't want the book to go there. Because we don't want this book in anyone else's hands. So I'm holding on to it. And he's like, what's happening? And I'm like, I just need to get this book. It slips out of my hands. It slips out of our cleric's hands. And we're now running towards each other. We don't know that each other is on the other side. Right? We don't know each other's on the other side. But the two books are being magnetized to each other. All right? So our cleric casts our cleric's favorite spell, which is, what's it called? Immovable Sphere? Sphere? Is that what it's called? It's the spell where you make a hamster ball. It's the spell where you make a hamster ball. It's a wonderful spell. We've used it in many instances. It basically makes an immovable shield centered on something and puts you in like a force hamster ball. And it's our cleric and the book. And the book is still trying to go. So the hamster ball starts rolling. the hamster ball starts rolling. And our cleric is rolling with the hamster ball. And taking like bludgeoning damage because this book is trying to travel really far. But our cleric's now staying with it. And getting rolled around the hamster ball. And the book flies out of my hand. So I'm running to go after the book. And all the guards are chasing behind me. And the paladins are like, come help us. Oh, now these paladins are chasing behind me. The two books are getting closer together. They're getting closer together. And then they get to the same spot. And Clamp, our cleric, face plants and takes 14 bludgeoning damage because of the stop that the ball comes to and goes down. They had 13 health and they go down. Great place to be in. They were at 13 health and they take 14 damage. And I get there just in time to see these two books touch each other and explode. But not just any explosion, an anti-magic explosion. So the two books, gone. Disintegrated. Me? Gone. Our cleric is unconscious. So as this happens, there's no other party members at the scene to see what happens. A few seconds later, one of the paladins comes, gets our cleric up, our cleric wakes up. All they see is a big explosion that shattered all the walls and the glass around. And an outline, there's like booky ash all over the walls, right? Like book ash all over where this explosion happened. And directly across from them, there is my outline out of the ash, as if I took the ash to the face and it didn't go on the wall behind me. And I'm gone. Cartoon style. Yeah, cartoon style. There's an outline of me on the wall. The books are gone, both of them. And our cleric is like, and then the paladins are like, hey, what happened? And our cleric's like, I don't know. And they're like, where'd your friend go? He ran over here. And our cleric's like, looks at Ash, looks at Paladin. I don't know. And Clamp, who is a Warforged, currently has a dent in their face, the shape of one of the books, because they face planted onto the book. This whole time, they're like in a daze with a book dent in their face. And the paladins are like, we have to take you for questioning. And Clamps like, sure, you could ask me whatever questions, but I don't know. So they go to the head cleric's office, the Luminancy, who I'm supposed to be talking to. And the Luminancy is like, pissed. And it's like, hey, what happened? What happened? Because in that little bomb he just blew up, people can't cast magic. And they try to cast magic. They try to cast like a cure wounds on themselves. And it backfires because there's no magic in this explosion area. It's just sucked out exactly like the sword would. And when you try and cast a spell, it backfires up into your body and you take damage. There's no magic to be calling on there. Which is great, considering that it was part of the gateway to the Magic Cleric Forge. So now the magic that keeps out most people has a hole. Great. Just a side note. So they're talking to the Luminancy, and they're like, "Hey, so what's up?" And Luminancy's like, 3 paladins are dead, and the lady in the library is also dead. What is happening? What happened? And our cleric is just like, the books, they collided, and they're like, what books? What books collide and do this? And we're like, oh, really? No, really powerful books. I'm gone, okay? Let's flippity flop, all right, over to where I am, okay? Let's take a little flippy flop. And David goes, everybody leave the room. So it's just me, David. Everybody grabs their stuff, they grab their drinks, they leave the D&D room. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, hey, and he goes, roll initiative. And I'm like, I can't! David! What do you mean, roll initiative? Not what you want to hear. So I'm like, okay, David, I roll initiative. And I, after being kind of blind for a second, open my eyes. And I am standing, point A, directly across from Arthur Terrabreeze, our BBEG, our big bad evil guy. He is standing directly in front of me. Behind him is a very tall tower. And up the sides of this place that I'm in, there's all of the ruinous runes glowing, and all of them have chains coming out of them, pointing at something at the top of the tower. And I go, oh, oh, oh no, that's not a good sign. So I get thrown into combat one-on-one with our big bad evil guy. And to be clear, I fight him. He like grabs me and I break out, and then he rolls to attack me, and he rolls a natural 1. And David's like, okay, you get a for sure hit on him. And I'm like, okay, I'm going for his throat. So I like slit his throat with my axe, and as I'm doing it, it's healing. So by the time my axe is through where I hit him, it's fully healed. And I'm like, this is bullshit. I can't fight under these conditions. He's using weird voodoo magic on me. And at this point, I hear a voice from the top of the tower be like,
you're meddling in things you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be here. Like scum.
and I'm like, I wasn't planning on being here. I wasn't planning on being here, Aeon. god of all gods who's trapped? I was not planning on seeing you on this fine Wednesday afternoon. This is not my fault. So I'm standing there, and I'm like probably gonna get murdered. So all of a sudden, I feel golden light wrap around me. And I felt this golden light before. This is the same light that saved us when our cleric had divine intervention and pulled us out of the terrible, terrible Sealy Court situation and took us to go talk to God. And the last thing I hear Eon say is a very angry, "Son." So I basically get saved by one of his children, one of the 9 gods. And I get pulled out of there. Divine intervention. And I get pulled out of there. Thank God. I was going to die. I was in a force hold by Eon, and that wasn't gonna go well. So, meanwhile, our cleric is still talking to the Luminancy, and is like, I know you don't know what happened, but I need to have atonement for the terrible, there are dead clerics, and I can't have that. And as they're having this conversation, I apparate myself onto her desk. Where do I appear when I get back to the regular world? On her desk, shattering it. Shattering her desk. All her papers flying, all the other paladins very confused, and I'm terrified. I am terrified about going back there. I was literally supposed to die. This is not it. And the Luminancy is like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I don't know. And the Luminancy is like, where did you go? And I'm like, I can't tell you. Because previously, whenever we've said Aeon's name has made him, intervene to us. So I think that if I even tell her that Eon exists, that he's gonna have the ability to take me back there. And I'm like, I can't tell you. Because we all might die if I do. And she's like, do you know how bad this sounds? And I'm like, yes, I know how bad this sounds. I know that it just exploded and it killed some paladins, and I really don't know what happened, and I'm really, really scared. So she gets all the other clerics to leave. So it's just me, her, and our other party member, our cleric. And she's like, okay, tell me what happened. And I'm like, have you ever heard of Eon? And she's like, no. And I'm like, that's probably a good thing, but that's where I went. And then I have a whole explanation session to her where I'm like, hey, he's the god of all gods, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, cool, great, glad to know that everything is terrible and that this Arthur Terebreeze guy sucks. So we get sent away, and she's trying to figure out what our punishment should be. Keep in mind, chat, that our DM is flipping between a whole bunch of situations right now because the party's very split up. And I want you guys to know that while this is going on, our rogue is just at a tavern, getting drunk, and our paladin is just talking to some forge workers. And we're switching between these POVs at the exact same rate that we're doing it. So the Luminancy's like, alright, go get the paladin. And we need to talk about point A, the sword, and our artificer. And point B, what the heck we're gonna do with these guys. So one of the clerics rocks up to our paladin and is like, hey, you need to come with me. It's bad. And our paladin is like, oh dear God, what did our artificer do? So walks up to the Luminancy's office, walks in, sees the shattered desk and a very pissed Luminancy and is like, oh no. And immediately goes, what did Cole do, our artificer? And the Luminancy goes, it wasn't Cole. And our paladin goes, huh? what did our rogue do then? What did Falthium do? And the Luminee's like, not the rogue. And he's like, then who? Luminee's just like, Blade and Clamp. And he has a heart attack. He goes, what? He about has a heart attack on the spot. And Luminee's just like, what's going on? And he's like, that is the least people that I expected you to say. They are the nicest, most like good people in our party. What do you mean they did this? And he actively just like has a heart attack, right? Which is great. And then they proceed to like talk it out about like what happened, and the Luminee's like, they told this whole thing about Eon, and our Paladin's like, yeah, that's the thing we're dealing with. What do you mean? And Paladin, the Luminee's like, well, one of them said that they like saw Eon wherever he's being held, and our Paladin has another heart attack. It's like, what do you mean they saw Eon? Are they okay? And this is just like crazy conversation for a guy who has no idea what's going on. It ends up being like, okay, we can like pay you for the damages, and we need to figure out how to punish them. And the Luminee's like, I understand that it's not their fault, but like I do need to punish them, otherwise it looks like people can come in here and do whatever, and I can't have that. And our Paladin's like, yeah, that's fine. Maybe they do like a crusade for Saloon, the god. And she's like, I'll talk with superiors about it. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go talk to them now. And then he goes to check on both of us, and both of us, I'm sitting on my bed in my room like this. And our cleric is sitting in their room on the floor like this. And then we proceed to tell our Paladin everything, and it's like, oh, this sucks, this is so bad. How did this happen to us? And he's like, you guys might have to do like a crusade, and I'm like, that's fine. I feel really bad, and also, dear God, I never want to go there again. That sucked. And all of this is happening, and then he's like, alright, Luminancy, it's time for you to talk to our artificer on whether or not he can build this sword. And that's where we ended the session. And now I have to wait 2 months! Because it's the holidays and people have holiday things to do, so we can't play D&D. You're gonna go there again, aren't you? I mean, that's definitely like our quest. Like, that's definitely like the campaign ending is dealing with Eon and all of that, so I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, great stuff, guys. Great stuff that we went through. So yeah, that's what my post was about on Tumblr when I said that he got exploded so hard he got sent to the dying god dimension, and then got back from the god dimension only to be accused of terrorism. That was what I was speaking of. That's what I meant when I said that. So there you go, chat. That's your D&D updates for you. I hope that suffices. Fruit, who's in our campaign. Fruit plays our cleric, by the way. A wonderful fruit salad. Sure, after the session, drew a bunch of like silly, goofy memes from the session of like me and Clamp just like beaten to all hell, like and our Paladin having the heart attack. which I might poke them to see if I could get to show you guys. But they went and was like, well, I have 2 months, so I'm gonna draw a bunch from this session because it was really funny. So yeah, chat. And this is that's where we're at, gamers. Isn't that the best? Isn't that the best? I love D&D. The thing is, chat, that I actually do love, like, the plot that we're on right now, and I think David is a really good DM, even though he'll never believe that when I say it to his face. He thinks he's a terrible DM, but he's literally amazing at it. But yeah, chat, we're all having a good time. As one might suspect, chat. But look at this! We have the first 2 of these fully glued. So look at how nice those guys look, and the inside of these first 2, very nice, very glued. And there's still these 2 that I have to do, and then the whole other side. But that's pretty good progress, if I do say so myself. I'm very happy with this, and how much of this has been done. Ba-da-ba-ba. Centross is a wonderful DM. Yeah, and he likes going crazy with it, which is wonderful. The crazier it is, the more interesting it is. So, and traumatizing. Yeah, chat. I think that's where we're gonna end for today. And I'm gonna go possibly cosplay Grian or Scar, or make all of the extended merch, or finish the crafting vlog. All of the above. But that's where we're gonna end for today.